Hello and welcome. I'm Russ Rogers, and today I would like to introduce you to my blues bassline series with this fun-to-play shuffle blues bassline. This kind of bassline is usually referred to as the box because the fingering pattern outlines a box shape. We will first go through the line note by note to get the fingering and the count down. Then we'll rehearse the line using a play-along track, first at a slow tempo, then at a medium tempo. So get your bass out and tuned up and we'll get started. If you need help getting set up and or tuned up, please check out my free and premium videos for these subjects. All right, first let's get the fingering and count down for measures 1 and 2. Okay, we're going to start measure 1 off with 2 notes with the first finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Then our next 2 notes will be 3rd finger, 5th fret of the D string. Now for some of you it might be a little challenging with the 3rd, so you can use your 4th if you want to on those notes on the 5th fret. All right, the next 2 notes will be 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string to a 3rd or 4th finger note on the 5th fret of the A string. Then concluding measure 1 with the 1st finger 3rd fret note on the D. Measure 2. The first 3 notes are the same as measure 1. 2 1st finger notes on the E string, 3rd fret, to 2 3rd or 4th finger 5th fret notes on the D string, to 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string, then to a 3rd or 4th finger 5th fret note on the A, then to a 1st finger 3rd fret note on the A. All right, first 2 measures with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now for measures 3 and 4. Okay, measure 3 is just like measure 1. So use your same fingering for measure 3 as you did for measure 1. Measure 4, we'll start with our 1st finger on the 3rd fret, two notes on the 1st finger of the 3rd fret of the E string, then to 2 open A's, to 2 1st finger 1st fret notes on the A string, then drag that 1st finger up to the 2nd fret of the A string for those last 2 notes of measure 4. All right, measures 3 and 4 slowly with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's look at measures 5 and 6. The first 2 notes of measure 5 are going to be 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the A string, to 2 3rd or 4th finger 5th fret notes on the G string, to 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the G string, to 1 3rd or 4th finger 5th fret note on the D string, back to the 1st finger 3rd fret note on the G. Then we're going to jump the 1st finger down to the 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the A string for measure 6, and then go to 2 open E notes, to 2 1st finger 1st fret notes on the E string, dragging the 1st finger up to the 2nd fret for the last 2 notes of measure 6, and then I'll take us into a 1st finger 3rd fret note of measure 7. All right, measures 5 and 6 slowly with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Time for measures 7 and 8. Measure 7 is just like measures 1 and 3. So use the same fingering in the count that you use for measures 1 and 3 on measure 7. Going to measure 8, we'll start with 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string, Then move the 1st finger to the 2nd fret of the A string for the next 2. Then move the 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string to 1 3rd or 4th finger 5th fret note on the G string. Then to the 1st finger 1st fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 1st fret notes on the D string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the G string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the E string. To 2 1st finger 3rd fret notes on the D string. To Then the next two play with the second finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Then the last two of measure 8 play the 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string for the last two notes. And then you'll make a quick move from the 3rd finger on the 4th fret to the 1st finger of the 5th fret of the A string to start measure 9. All right, let's do measure 7 and 8 slowly with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Let's look at measures 9 and 10. First two notes of measure 9 are going to be the 1st finger 5th fret of the A string, going to the 3rd or 4th finger on the 7th fret of the G string. The next two notes will be 1st finger 5th fret note of the G string to two 3rd or 4th finger notes on the 7th fret of the D string. And then we take the hand down to the 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the A string for the first two notes of measure 10, to two 3rd or 4th finger notes on the 5th fret of the G string, to two 1st finger 3rd fret notes of the G string, to two 3rd or 4th finger notes on the 5th fret of the D string, and then we'll bring the 1st finger down to the 3rd fret of the E string to start measure 11. Okay, let's do measures 9 and 10 slowly with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And at last, measures 11 and 12. Okay, measure 11, once again, is just like measures 1, 3, and 7. So same fingering and count for measure 11 as you did on those guys. All right, measure 12, we're going to have a 1st finger 3rd fret note on the E string. Then we're going to a 1st finger 3rd fret note on the A string, to a 2nd finger 4th fret note on the A string, to a 3rd finger 5th fret note on the A string, then to an open E, then to a 1st finger 1st fret note on the E string, drag the 1st finger to the 2nd fret of the E string to wind up that measure, and then that'll take us back to the top. To do it again, you'll just again pull the 1st finger up a fret to the third fret on the E string to start measure 1 again. All right, measures of 11 and 12 slowly with the count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now let's do the line with a slow tempo track. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and